All right, man. One thing about this necklace is that all I wear is V-necks, and my dad just seems to go in the crease. Well, now y'all can see me for real. My voice is still a little, I don't know what the word is, growly. I'm just gonna make something up, because I talked from 7 o'clock in the morning yesterday until God knows when I went to bed last night. I don't even remember. But there was a lot of questions, not only about Limelight as a company, but me and my story, because I shared a lot about some stuff that I've been through in my life that was very personal, that a lot of people who've known me since I was in school. Hey, Lisa. I love that you're always here supporting me. Thank you so much. There was a lot of concern and a lot of support that came through Messenger and especially text messaging. My phone went off like I don't even know how many times last night. And hey, Shuka. And people were just reaching out to me. They were like, oh my God, I can't believe that you went public saying that this abuse happened to you, or talking about rape on a public platform like Facebook. I answered them, but I want to address it in case there's anybody else wondering. I'm not defined by the things that have happened to me because I choose not to be. And I know that doesn't resonate well with a lot of people, and some people, I don't know, have their opinions about things. I'm one of those people that's going to give you my opinion every day. Hello, Vanessa. I'm one of those people that's going to give you my opinion every day, whether you want it or not. You can choose to click play, or you can choose to click block, just as well as I can. And trust me, I do. But having said that, mixing my story with Limelight made sense. Because, like I said yesterday, you can be broke, monetarily speaking, and you can be broken inside. And a broke person, I feel, in my opinion, won't make it very far in this business because broke people are typically, in my opinion, lazy. They don't want to do anything they like staying in bed until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and they like sitting in bed eating potato chips all day long. And they're okay with that. They're okay, that if somebody accidentally at work leaves one Pop-Tart in a wrapper that they didn't want, that's like a great day to them. I'm not that person. I'm not. I'm that person who has taken all of the shit that's happened to me in my life, and I went through it. And was I hard on people when I was younger? Absolutely. I ought to get Maddie's biological father on here one day and let him tell you, because he was terrified of me. Because I was scary. I was so scary because I was so hurt. Am I going to sit here and tell you now that I'm not as broken, as I was back then? Yes. But am I still broken? Absolutely. And that's why this business works for me. One, I'm through and through, first and foremost, an activist of all things that sustain life through oxygen. So that's first and foremost. But then they created this foundation. I'm already a part of this amazing foundation. Where's ISF's logo? Let me move y'all down some. This is our Monty Paw shirt from, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. I'm a part of an amazing foundation with somebody who happens to be from my hometown, and we do amazing things with ISF. ISF has also gone through some dramatic changes, and those changes are definitely for the better of all of us who have stuck around. There's a lot of people who've dropped out, and they said, this just wasn't for them anymore. They needed more stability. No, I typically, sorry, Facebook's asking me if I want to tag somebody. There's a lot of people that just gave up, and to those people, I've talked to them at length, and I understand why they gave up, because they need something more stable in their life, and that's fine. But for me, when I make a commitment to something, I make that commitment and I stick to it, and I've stuck with it, and I feel like I need more on this side. I've stuck with it, and now is the time that it's about to pay off. A beautiful article, an interview was written and posted about myself and my crew. And hey, Lori, I'll be seeing you not this weekend, but next weekend. I think I'm going to leave the kids at home, though. I'm really thinking that, because I want to go into Mandeville, but I haven't decided yet. And I'll probably have to sneak out like a thief in the night. But I took those negatives and, I've turned them into positives. I don't want to be that victim. I don't want to wear a label on my head that says, oh my God, I was molested, or oh my God, I was raped, or oh my God, my parents sucked at life. I don't want to be that person. So, to answer the questions that have been asked of me due to the stuff that I talked about yesterday and empowering women, I feel that we need to, I want women to take those labels off, remove the veil that they stand behind, because they'll only show you this much. Some people will only show you their foreheads. Some people will only show you their eyes. And I'm not being anything religious. I'm just making a point that these people keep this wall that's like this. But if you keep being persistent, eventually those little cracks start to show, like I said last night. And if I'm going to be the person that's going to come through and push those walls and push and push and push and push until I break every woman I know down, because we all need it. There's shit that happens in life that you just can't get past. And I'm tired of listening to people. I will always be here to listen to my friends, my family, whoever. But honey, if I'm trying to offer you some advice, if I'm trying to hand you my business and be like, here, I will pay for this, and then I'm going to give you celebrity makeup artists that I know that are in the industry that you watch on a daily basis. I don't even watch TV anymore. And I'm going to give them to you, because those are the people, if you sign up with me, those are the people who are going to train you. Like, my eyes, this blackness is out of control. But I've offered that to 3 different people, and I keep getting the same response. Oh, I can't do that. You're too open. You're too this. And then yesterday happens where you have, hey, Miss Melanie, I'm going to watch my mouth just because of you. I love you. And oh my God, I miss you so much. And I need to know the next time you're coming to Calvary, because I will drive the hour and 45 minutes to get there. But ladies, we can't be defined by the labels that people put on us, or that we put on ourselves, because of bad, negative things that have happened to us. We go through things. Hey, Carlos. We go through things in life, I wholeheartedly believe, for a reason. And if I miss you, I need to get with my sister and find out when the next women's retreat is, because I need some Jesus in my life right now. We've gone through it. I don't know if you've talked with my sister or Sister Debbie recently, but we have definitely been through it. We lost 7 family members in the course of a month, and we're fixing to lose another one. 6 of them we lost all at one time. So we definitely need some uplifting and some prayers. But ladies, we cannot, just like, I'm talking to this pastor, Melanie Griffin. If you get a chance, go follow her on Facebook, because she's amazing. And she's not that preachy woman that's going to bore you to tears. She is going to tell it like it is. Her and Jan Aldridge both, I love them. Tina Richardson, oh my God, let me tell you, if you get a chance to go to a women's retreat in Kerrville, do it. I don't care if you got to put off your mortgage, your rent, your house. God will take care of it. You have to go see these women. Thank you very much. We need it. especially my children. My son found our father, his grandpa. But ladies, we need to be lifting each other up. We definitely need to be, if you are at work with somebody that you just feel, oh my God, there's something about this chick that I just can't stand, Susie Q, man, something's up with you. If you feel that way, there's usually something that's reflecting from her that reminds you or triggers something within yourself that you need to be talking to Susie Q. You need to go ask her what the dealio. Go ask her. Be for real with her. And she's going to tell you what's going on with her. And it's going to bring you to tears. Not her. It's going to bring you to tears. Because the reason, the way humans are wired, and women, I think specifically, we have that instinctual thing that just makes us care. We either care or we hate your guts. There's no gray area. We love you to death or we hate your guts. And that thing that pulls at your heartstrings that makes you want to go talk to Susie Q or makes you want to talk about Susie Q, that defines how you're handling the situation. And if you want to be a gossip queen at 40 years old, well then, I can't make you stop. But somebody will one day. And you're going to be Susie Q. And somebody's going to come up to you and be like, hey, what's wrong with you? Why are you in your mid-40s and all you do is act like you're 12 years old and you get on social media and you act the fool talking about people like you have no sense. The reason that we women go through all this mess and nonsense and drama is because we're fighting things that we need to address within ourselves that we find in other people. That is the truth. And that is what I did yesterday when I came on here and bared my soul and told you. Yesterday was a bad day in news. Not like every day. I mean, it's why I don't watch TV anymore. I got better things to do. I'll read a book. I just became certified as a certified makeup artist. Plus, I teach wine education. I do things with my life. I do not have time, as a cancer survivor especially, to sit behind a tube of lies. I won't do it. I just won't. If I find out about the Kardashians, because I follow them on Snapchat. How about that? But when you finally get the nerve to look in the mirror and say, oh my God, one day you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is what was wrong with Susie Q. And this is what I need to handle within myself. And when that epiphany comes and you think back to this crazy lady here putting on makeup, telling you about these clean products and how you should just join the Limelight team because we're doing things with people in third world countries and we're giving them money for every purchase you make. You get to get yourself involved with Chun Chun. She's the first lady that I got involved with. I've actually spoke with Chun Chun via video like this. Something Cisco hooked up together. Cisco the company, not Cisco the rapper. And then I am also sponsoring Limmy, who is from one of these countries. Chun Chun is actually from India and Limmy is from Tanzania. And I'm waiting to do the phone call or video chat with Limmy. Their stories, if you think that my story and my family's story is bad, you ain't heard nothing yet. These women live in third world countries where they got to sleep with two eyes open and they got children to look after. They have no food. People come and steal their crops. People rape these women and their children. You don't know how good you have it here. But if you turn on the news will tell you what the Bible's already told you. The end times are near. And if you're not right with yourself and you're not right with what's going on in the world, then you're not going to be prepared. And you're going to be the person that turns this video off and says, oh my God, she was drinking crazy juice this morning. Okay. This is what I drink every day. Pellegrino. It's got good minerals in there for me because my body decided it doesn't want to make white blood cells anymore. I pray about it. And one day, my body will produce them again. But for the time being, it doesn't. So, I got to be drinking the mineral water. So, I got these questions and these concerns last night. And I became more concerned about the people asking the questions because they were people who I was really directing my speech towards. I was directing my speech towards a certain group of people. And do you know that when you go fishing, even if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to catch that fish. Like if I go on Facebook right now, I could say one thing and be directing it to somebody, and that person is going to be the first person to come back. Because there's something inside of them that tells them, oh my God, she's talking mess about you. Like, and then you come on Facebook and you try to holler back at me, and I'm like, how do you know I was talking about you? You got a guilty conscience? I'm going to be the person who's going to, what do they say now in Atlanta, spill the tea? I'm going to be that person. Because women, we need to stand up. The nonsense that I saw on Facebook yesterday and went to the news to even corroborate the stories I was seeing right in front of me. Oh my God. I was so wound up yesterday, I couldn't even sleep. And I was like, wow. Women need to take a stand. There's a bunch of women, hundreds of thousands of women who went down to Washington, D.C., and they called themselves, excuse me, Miss Melanie, they called themselves the Pink Pussy Parade. I hate that word. That's the most foul word, that and the C word. But that's what they called themselves. They decided to call themselves that, so that's what they did. And they put vaginas and pictures of vaginas on their babies' onesies, on their jackets, put some bedazzling around that stuff. And they went down, they dropped everything. They dropped everything, dropped work, dropped their family, dropped everything, and decided they were all going to go, and they were going to go overthrow the White House, and they were going to put Hillary in that seat. And you know what? Did they make some history? Sure. So did the ladies who burned their bras back in the 60s. Anybody can make history. It's what you do with it after that. And what did they do? They went home, they sat on their high horse for a little while, and they were really proud of what they did. And now what? Where are they? Where are these women? Women are being defiled and being sex trafficked and human trafficked, and sexual harassment goes on in the workplace all the time. Where are the women now? I'm asking them, hey, let's plan a trip. Let's go. But we don't need you to wear a vagina on your shirt. We know you're a woman. Like, let's keep it classy, people. Like, where's the class? It just went out the window because women decided they wanted to be as vile as the man himself. Like, why would you stoop to that level? And this company, going back to Limelight and what I was talking about last night and how this conversation came to be, this company is about women empowerment. I can honestly say, hand on the Bible, I have yet in 6 months come across any drama. And that's the God's honest truth. This company doesn't stand for it. This company, Alcone, has been around since 1951. Making and working with these people that make these professional products that are used in the industry all the time. A lot by people that I know, which is what got me into this. As y'all know, I work with a lot of people in the cinematography industry. And when they came across and they were trying to drop this in my lap, I was like, no, I don't wear makeup. I said I wear chapstick, eyeliner, and mascara, which was the truth. And then they were like, well, we started this foundation, and every purchase, you know, you're helping these women in these third world countries. And that tugged at my heartstring, because doing mission work is something that me and my sister both have on our hearts to do. We have the stories to tell. We can relate to these women. And this is my way of doing that. And after everything that I saw yesterday, I decided to come on here, bare my soul, and tell you my story. And I'm writing a darn book about my story. I shouldn't be giving you any kind of details. But it's not about money for me. I don't even get money for people who sign up under me. Just so you know. Just putting that out there. I don't make money for signing people up. I make money when they sell and their people sell. This is not a typical pyramid scheme or whatever. It's a bunch of women lifting women up. And yesterday, three of whom are my mentors, been doing this almost 3 years. They hit millionaire 7-figure status. So for the rest of their lives, they don't even have to sell the products anymore. Like, they just sit back and their teams and teams and teams and teams do it for them. And that happened in 2.5, 3 years. And when I go to somebody and I say, hey, I see your pain. I see that, you know, you have a story just like I do. And I think that this would be a really, really good thing for you. And I know that you're working at, you know, XYZ chicken place. And, you know, I know that finances can be tight. Hell, my finances are tight right now because we're still struggling with stuff from the hurricane. Not to mention my dad passing and not giving us any, you know, rhyme, reason, or any, you know, warning signs. There was nothing like that. So I reach out to these women, friends of mine, very good friends of mine. And, you know, I get, oh, no, that's not for me. Okay. If you don't want to make money, well, then that's fine. Or, I don't wear makeup. Okay, well, neither did I. Neither did I. And I get every excuse in the book. But what it comes down to is they know that they're going to have to, at some point, people are going to ask, what got you involved in this? What got you started in this? And why does this matter to you? These questions get asked. And y'all don't worry about this stuff looking messy. We're going to blend it out. So for y'all thinking that I drank the crazy juice this morning, I didn't. I didn't even go to Starbucks today. Lord, it's going to rain in Kingwood today. But, so I opened up today with, instead of meeting me in Messenger and asking me all these questions and me having to take all this one-on-one time with you, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I see both of them, but I'm not them. And I pray a lot. And I just don't get, I don't mean to sound rude, but you're not paying me for my time at 2 o'clock in the morning when you want me to try to explain something to you that you quite don't understand. So, if you got your questions, the door's open. You can ask away. I'm not even talking about the products today. I'm not even telling you what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. But my door is always open. Always, always, always. And I'm always going to keep it real. I'm always going to tell you how I feel, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, well, then don't ask me. And if I'm offering you my information or my opinion, maybe you should check it out. Maybe you should be like, why does she think this? Why is this crazy lady coming at me like this? What's her deal? Ask yourself. And you might find out why. You may not want to tell yourself the truth, because let's keep it real, women. We lie to each other all the time. We lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves because we think that if we do that, then at least somebody knows the truth about us. And whether we keep a journal or whatever we do, and it makes us feel better. It makes us be able to carry all those labels by putting them in the closet and moving away and moving on with life. We just put them in the closet and we don't talk about it. Well, I'm that chick that wants to talk about it. And I'm going to make whoever I feel that needs that wake-up call, I'm going to call them out. Yesterday, actually, day before yesterday, night before last, a dear friend of mine who is an older woman who lives in Mandeville, Louisiana. She's the lady that I do the global marches with. This lady that stood in line 2 hours. Sorry, y'all been staring at my eye. 2 hours she was waiting in line to meet me at an anti-fracking convention or forum that I was doing. I don't want wings today. We're going to take those off. This stuff it's waterproof and smudge proof, so I'm going to tear up my eye a little bit. She waited in line for 2 hours at an anti-fracking forum that I was doing with a group of scientists that I brought from here in Houston. And she finally gets to me. And the words out of her mouth were, "I'm so glad to meet you. And I'm so glad that you work with the Ian Somerhalder Foundation. I grew up with his mom, and she and Ian's younger brother and sister stayed with me for a while she was in college and this and that." And I'm just like, okay, I'm waiting for her to get to the point. And then she asked me, I should say, what do you or ISF or Ian, what are y'all going to do about the plight? For those who don't know what that means, that is the dying of a species. What are we going to do about the plight of elephants and rhinos? And I was taken back, and I was like, you do realize this is a save my home, don't frack here forum, right? Like, I just wanted to make sure she knew where she was, and she wasn't drinking the crazy juice. And she said, yes, I understand. She's like, but I just don't get involved in that stuff because people are going to do what they want to anyway. And I was like, all right, well, I'll keep fighting for you. And I had 96 elephants had come out at that time. And ISF was working with 96 elephants. It was an organization that talks about, they do elephant awareness and all this other stuff. And at the time, it was 96 elephants that died every single day. Now that number is, I think I checked yesterday when I was talking to her. The number right now is 106 elephants that die, are killed every single day for nonsense. And for y'all that wonder why I keep spraying this, I like to use my brushes wet because I'm crazy like that. 106 elephants that die every day. They're killed. For what? For what? You need to help me understand. Like, I want to understand what in the world is going on. But going back to the email that was sent to her, it was from people. So we worked with Global March for Elephants and Rhinos. That's an organization. It's not something we just made up one day. We got involved with the Global March for Elephants and Rhinos Foundation. Miss Patty and myself, we didn't leave these marches being like, oh yeah, we did that. We were the first ones to do that in New Orleans. We rock that, you know what, and go home and then we forget about it. We went home, we took the longest naps of our lives, and then we said, that was pretty awesome what just happened. What can we do to make it better? And we started working on stuff for the following year's march. I don't see the Pea Parade coming around doing that right now. I see them cowering out, and, you know, they say in their minds, they did their piece, and, you know, the world is going to be what it's going to be. But in my mentality, maybe because I'm a control freak, I don't know. Maybe because I drink crazy juice, I don't know. In my mind, so many women are berated on so many different levels every day. So we know this to be true because there's been plenty of women that come out and they speak about it. And I'm a victim of it, and I'm a pretty tough girl. And if something like that can happen to me within my own family, well, I'm no better than anybody else. Why wouldn't it happen to somebody else? So, in my mind, I'm thinking, why the hell aren't we doing something about it on a daily basis? On a daily basis, why are we not doing something about this? It doesn't make sense to me. Because when you think about it, you look at the government, you look at, you know, our nation's capital, White House, Congress, Senate, everybody. If you put everybody together, there's always going to be more of us than there are of them. And we have certain rights that were built on religious Christian beliefs. And we have the right to go out there and speak. Now, granted, I know the Constitution inside and out because I'm an activist, and I'd be a dumb one if I didn't. Now, when it comes to peaceful protest, you have 3 minutes to speak. If y'all didn't know that, now you do. Check it out. The freedom of speech was amended a few years after it was put in place because people were highly taking advantage of that because they didn't agree. You know, when you get, it's like putting the Bloods and Crips in a room and telling them to have a peaceful conversation. It's like putting Republicans and Democrats in a room and telling them to have a peaceful conversation. It's just not going to happen. There's going to be a debate. There's going to be people that are, you know, their feelings are going to get hurt. And they're always going to be on different sides of the spectrum. But when it comes to just empowering other women, why is that so hard? Like, why is it hard? Help me understand what I'm not getting. Where's my other palette? What I'm not getting, literally, y'all, I just had it. I was using powder out of it. But I want to ask you, what am I not understanding when it comes to, I asked 3 women last night that were on air. Hey, Jesse, I asked 3 women that were on here last night. I said, hey, so-and-so, if I say, I'm not going to do no lives tomorrow, I'm not going to work my business, I'm going to let my kids fend for themselves until daddy gets home, and I'm going to go pick you up. You only live 25 minutes away from me. And then we're going to head up over to so-and-so, who was also on the feed. I said, and we're going to go pick her up because she's on the way. We're going to go pick her up. And then we're going to pick up someone, as many people as I can fit in my car. Along the way, we're just going to stop and we're going to pick up women. And then the rest of them, they got money and stuff like that. They can fly because they got it like that. And we're going to go to the state, the country's capital. You could go to your state capital if you want to. But in the end, if you want real life actions and like stuff, people to take you seriously, get the capital media on your side. I know from experience. And I have a great, massive elephant statue in Kenner, Louisiana that will forever stand there. And to know that I helped, that this stuff that me and Patty did inspired this metallic artist to create this iron and beautiful white elephant that stands so tall, and it gets to be a part of Louisiana history. Like, we did that. And we continue to do it. We don't stop. We didn't just go out there, create elephant shirts, march around for one day and get people to look at us all crazy, and then go home and say, okay, well, we're done. The rest is up to y'all. We didn't do that. So why do we do that every day with women's lives and women that are being harassed? Like, why do you question yourself? Hey, Katie. Why do women question, or I should say hide, who they show and what they show to people? I don't get it, and I want to understand it. And these women, they felt offended that I called them out and used them as an example. And I would have said I was sorry, but I'm not. I'm not going to tell you I'm sorry when I'm not. So that's one thing I'm not going to do. And the reason that I feel that I need to be harsh with these women is because if we don't stand up and we don't show the men of this world, no offense to the men who are in here, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about all the nonsense that went on yesterday on the news. I don't watch TV, so I find everything out on social media. Why in the world did these people, all these women that went out for the pee parade, and pee not in urine, I just don't like using the word that they used. Why did they go home and think that they had accomplished something? There was a reason that every one of those women, and then they took their babies and put vaginas on them too. That's just weird. I was offended by that parade. You know why? Because I'm a woman, and you took what makes me a woman, you wore it as some kind of flash gear, as propaganda, really, is what it was. And you didn't ask me if you could take my body parts and put them on your body and go and use them for your own benefit. Nobody asked me that. Nobody cared to ask those of us who weren't out there acting like that. If you want to go march for something, I'm all for it. I'm the one who goes and marches. But you best believe that I'm not going to offend somebody. I'm not going to wear these pictures that get sent to us of blown up elephants, of blown up rhinos and heads. You know how many pictures? It's hunting season. Can you even imagine the number of just butchered animals that are coming to us as animal activists on a daily right now? I'm sorry, a-hole's daughter, or the a-hole who shot Cecil the lion, his daughter was just posted yesterday having killed 4 amazing wolves, one of whom was a mother and then left her cubs to go fend for themselves. And she was proud. She was sitting on the back of that truck, girl. She was proud of what she did. What the hell is wrong with that girl? What's wrong with her parents? These people are still out there getting attention from the media because the media is always going to give it to them. Shut it down. Demand change. This world, our president should not be allowed to get on darn Twitter or anything else and post hashtag neo-Nazi America. He should not be allowed to post, white nationalist. And then Bernie Sanders, of all people, to come out and be on his side. I was in the twilight zone yesterday. As a full-fledged activist, not just for animals or trees or coral reefs or whatever. I am an hashtag all lives matter kind of thing. If you require oxygen to live, I fight for you. And I looked at the world yesterday, and all I could remember was my dad when he bought these things called bug out packs. Oh, my dad, he's so funny. He bought these bug out packs that he saw on TV one night. And I was like, Dad, what is that? He's like, the end of the world's coming. He says, you better get ready. I'm like, but what's the deal with the bag? And why do you have 3 of them? And I was visiting him. My parents were still together at that time. And he got one for the dog. Annie, my beloved 4-legged sister, God rest her soul. Well, at least Daddy's up there now with her. But one for the dog, one for him, and one for my mom. I go and I look inside this bug out pack because my dad did some really weird stuff sometimes. I look in this bug out pack and I'm like, Dad, there's enough stuff in here to save you for about 3 days. That's it, 3 days. You spent $495 on stuff for the end of the world and you only got a 3-day supply? Something's wrong with this picture. And he said, well, I'm going to be here till the end and I'm going to be riding horses and I'm going to, I'm going to be, he thought he was going to be on the front line of the battlefields here. I said, Dad, you may want to lay off Revelations. I think it's kind of getting to your head. Are there things that are going on in the world that are mentioned in the book of Revelations in the Bible? Absolutely. I'm not oblivious to that. But I still know that nobody knows what's going to happen in this life. Nobody knows what's going to happen today, tomorrow, 5 minutes from now. But I do know that we can change. We can come together as women and we can demand change. We can demand answers to our questions. We don't need to be in these chat forums talking crap about each other. And then you go to church on Sunday and you look at Susie Q, who you've had a problem with since day one, and you go and you give her the fake hug and like we're in France. Like, why are we like that? Why are women like that? I'm not like that, so I'm going to say why are women like that? I've gotten to a point in my life that I have overcome so many obstacles, and if you want to talk to me about pain, roll back and watch my videos from the past 2.5 months. Then we could talk about some pain. I'm not saying that my pain is greater than yours or yours is greater than mine. Thank you, baby. I'm just saying that there's a way that you can handle it. You can choose to let it control you, or you can choose to stand up and say, you know what? I'm going to go back to a old, Kiss. I love Kiss. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it. We're just not. We have that right, and we're not using it. And I don't understand why. So I want women to get together and start asking some darn questions. Go up to Susie Q. Go up to John Doe. And, Sleazy Steve that works with you. Everybody's got a Sleazy Steve. And people got a kick out of that last night. I said, y'all think I'm joking? I know it sounds funny, but it's not funny. Every job, there's a woman out there that's dealing with a Sleazy Steve who's a creeper. And, she's terrified to walk in the parking lot at night in the garage. And nobody's doing anything about it. You know why? Because she's not saying anything. But there's other people that notice it, and they're just like, man, when is she going to say something? That poor woman. You'll sit around the coffee pot and talk about her all day long, but you won't actually go out there and help her. Why? Because you don't know her. Get to know her. Get to know her. If you go through your phone list, I challenge everybody, go through your phone list and let me know. Take your family members out of it. Let me know. Go to the top of the list of your phone. And if I could do it on my phone while I was doing this, I would tell you who the first person on my phone is, but I don't know. I have over 4,000 contacts on my phone, so I don't remember who the first one is. Oh, this goes in here. But I challenge you to go through and ask yourself, how did I get to know this person? Like, how do I know you? Do I even need you in my contact list anymore? These people, some of these people you won't even know anymore. And go back to the beginning of where you met these people. I guarantee you didn't wake up one day and just know 1,000 people on Facebook. You weren't born into this world with 200 friends. You met these people along a journey that we're all on. We're all doing the same thing. We're just roaming around, bumping into walls, beating people, and we're all going on a journey to somewhere. Some of us, our journey takes us one place. Some of us, our journey takes us another place. We don't know. We're just all on this journey. And, you know, to me, it just doesn't make sense why we don't help each other. It's easier. It is so much easier to deal with the negative, and it's so much easier to talk crap about people than it is to be vulnerable and reach out, because you're afraid of what everybody else is going to say. Oh my God, I cannot believe Teresa is over there talking to so-and-so about Susie Q. And then, oh my God, girl, look, they are walking towards Susie. Like, you get the play-by-play from Nosy Jane over there behind you, behind the water fountain, because she's too scared to come out, because Sleazy Steve is in the way. It's easier for us to become complacent than to deal with what's really going on. So I challenge all of you women, and I'm going to continue to challenge all of you women, to come out of your comfort zone. Come out of that comfort zone and get to know Susie Q. Because when you get to know Susie Q, you're going to find yourself. I know, because it happens to me at every event that I go to. Do I get paid to speak at motivational things? Yes, I do. I'm a motivational speaker. If you haven't figured that out yet, you might want to add some more coffee to that pot in the morning. I speak on behalf of children. I speak on behalf of battered women because I grew up in a household of domestic violence. I speak on behalf of kids that are growing up in a impoverished environment because for a period of time, due to something that happened in my family, I was that person. I speak to a lot of people. And yeah, I get paid to talk. And yeah, I get paid to come on here and talk to you about makeup, and, you know, I get paid to do me. I don't have anybody to answer to per se. I can wake up whenever I want to. And I pay taxes for Limelight and my motivational stuff. I could lie about my taxes. I most definitely could. But I can tell you right now, I'm not that person. I've been on the other side of the law. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. And the person who put me there, granted, I could have been in prison for a lot of other things in my life because I was a single teenage mom trying to make it in a crazy-ass world. But my uncle put me in jail, and that's okay. What we did was wrong. I was looking for a check because my name and my pictures of my checks were all over the place. I wrote so many hot checks it was unreal. That's how I provided for Maddie. I worked jobs. I worked at 2 Burger Kings at one point. I worked at 2 Burger Kings in 2 different districts. I did everything I could. And back then, minimum wage was $4.15. I'm aging myself here. I'm telling you how old I am. I don't like that. But that was the reality of the situation I was in. So I wrote checks. And then something happened in our family that I will discuss in the book and I won't discuss here. Just because I have to have my mom. Well, my mom's given me permission to write about it, but this isn't the time or place to talk about it. But something happened in our family, and we were forced to move from our natural suburban lifestyle that we were used to, and we were forced to move into the actual ghettos of Pasadena, Texas. Pasadena got some nice places, it does. But where we were, the very first night we were in our apartment, a guy that I would later come to know as Jesse, the local crackhead, came running through our patio, and we lived upstairs. And came bursting through our patio in white boxers and white socks. No lie, I remember it like it was yesterday. And then I'm like, what the hell? Madison's just a couple months old. My mom done left us because she couldn't take it no more. And then the cops come chasing in after him. And I learned what a ghetto bird was that day. I didn't realize, even though my dad did some things in his life and I was aware of them, my cousin Lori, we were like partners in crime and scamming my dad out of money, but he deserved it. He did. And he knows he did. And, but he always kept us sheltered. We didn't deal with people running through our houses or crackheads. Like, my dad did drugs, but we knew that he did drugs, but we didn't get to see the behind the scenes because he didn't put us in those situations. He just wouldn't come home for a few days. We called it his adventures. The Adventures of Juan Torres. And that was the norm for us. So we came to accept it. If that's what he wanted to do, and that's who he wanted to be, who were we to tell him something? If you knew my dad, you couldn't tell that man nothing. If you told him the sky was blue outside, he was the type of person that would go check it. I'm sorry, I'm crying about my daddy. But at the end of the day, he was a good man. But even then, I talk to my mom now. I talk to my mom almost on a daily basis. And I ask her questions because I'm writing this book and I can finally tell my family story and not have to worry about anybody going to prison. But I asked my mom, I said, you know what? Why didn't you do something? Why didn't you get up and say something? Just like I ask all these women that are coming out of the woodwork talking about Donald Trump did this to me and Donald Trump did that to me. Matt Lauer did this to me. Why didn't you say something then? Why do we just carry it inside and walk around as wounded, broken people? And then when we see an opportunity for us to get on this platform, we're like, oh my God, that happened to me. Yes, honey, I know what you're talking about. Is it good that you're finally getting it off your chest? Yeah, I'll give you that. But I still want to know why you didn't say anything in the first place. Like, why do we always have to find out through the media? Why do we always have to find out through suicide notes? Why do we always have to find out after you done left your baby at the fire station and you done took off, and by the time we find you, we don't even recognize you? Why? I want to know why. I've told y'all my story, and I'm trying to keep my shit together here. Sorry. I've told y'all my story. I've told y'all a fraction of my story. My story is so much more. But I want women to know that A, you have a voice. You have a voice. B, you have the ability to use it. And C, I got your back. And I'm sure that when you go through that phone list and you start thinking about, well, how did I get to know this person? Oh, yeah. You start going through that list and you start reminiscing. And you're just like, wow, I haven't talked to so-and-so in so long. And then you go searching for them on social media, and maybe they're, living at the top of their game, or maybe they're not. I know that when I did it, I thought I was doing pretty, dragging butt in life. Come to find out, there's a lot of my friends that I went looking for and I found, and they needed my help. And I couldn't, I didn't know. I gave this assignment to women at a battered women seminar that I spoke at. And I am not a battered woman. My husband has never hit me. My mom was a battered woman, and I was subjected to that. And that's all I'm going to say about her story right now. You have to buy the book. It'll be coming out, I believe we have March 16th is the date. But I gave them some homework. I said, go through your phone and start at the top. I have contacts in my phone that are numbers. Just numbers. They mean something to me. And sometimes I have to jog my memory. I've gone through chemo twice in my life. I'm missing a lot of organs and I have a mass on my brain. So please excuse me if I don't remember exactly how we got together or how I know you or how you know me. A lady the other day came on one of my lives and she was talking to me, and she was an empath and she knew stuff about me that nobody knows. She knew stuff about the events of my dad's passing that nobody knows except the people that were in this house. And it rocked my world. Because I sit in this house and I scream. I'm the woman that when I feel hurt, when I feel broken, when I feel taken advantage of, when I feel anything, even if I'm happy, you're going to see me in here hooping and hollering, got balloons going. I came in here and I reached out to my network of people and friends and family. And trust me, I say this all the time. I got friends that are more family to me than my own family sometimes. And I love them to death. That eyebrow needs some more. Whenever I call these people, there's two people I can tell you right now that I've known since junior high school, when I was getting bullied so much that officers had to come and get me 5 minutes before class was over and take me to my next class, because these chicks brought weapons to school. When I tell you we moved to Pasadena, oh my God, these people brought weapons. They brought bats. They brought bicycle chains, big ones, like what you put a pit bull. I don't even think it's for a bicycle. I don't even know what's for, like a mechanic chain. These girls were out for blood because I wasn't Mexican enough. I didn't speak Spanish. And because of that, they thought that I thought my stuff didn't stink and I made fun of them. And I didn't even know these girls. So I asked why. And now one of my biggest tyrants through my school years is one of my best friends. She found God after hearing my story about what happened to me in Kerrville at the cross. And she's a born again Christian, and we are very close. And this girl used to terrorize me. But because that always stuck with me, and I always remembered, and I had the nerve to finally ask her, our daughters winded up being on the same softball team. So, yeah, our lip liners are the bomb, by the way. I asked her, what was the deal? Why did you treat me like this? Like, why? And she said, to be honest with you, because it scared you. And because we thought that because we came home and we had to eat potatoes and eggs and rice and beans every day. And y'all were always having cookouts on Sunday and this and that. I said, that's it? You were mad because I didn't speak Spanish and because my dad made barbecue on Sunday? That's a reason to torment me? Yeah, that's it. So, be the woman that asks the questions. There is not anything in the world that's ever going to come to you that you can't talk about with someone. I'm not even putting lipstick on, just eyeliner only. Love it. Love it. But there's absolutely nothing in this world that can happen to you or that has happened to you that you can't go through that phone list. Thank you very much. I'm live. I have these people that come right now. Somebody just asked me a question. They're on this feed and they went and they asked me a question in Messenger. I want women to speak openly. I want you to let's start a conversation. But let's get behind let's come from behind hashtags. Hashtag, Houston Strong, hashtag Kingwood Strong, hashtag All Lives Matter, hashtag whatever. Nobody's reading your petitions. If you're still sending me petitions, I've got enough change.org petitions, and my trash can's probably taking up so much space on my phone, I need to empty that stuff. I used to be the change.org girl, sending out petitions, thinking the politicians were listening to what the hell I was saying. They don't care. They don't. I want to add a little. There we go. I was missing just a little bit of color. That is so rosy. Y'all, if y'all don't have our Bare Metals packet, by the way, you better get it because it's going fast. And for anybody that got daughters out there, this palette will last forever. Oh my God, that's so pretty. I knew I was missing some color on my face. I had to open that back up. And then I just soften it out by blending it. Same with my eyes. But I want women to start coming out from behind the walls, behind the labels. Y'all, that looks awesome. Awesome. I'm excited. We need to come from behind the labels. We need to start a universal conversation, and we need to take action. That's what I want. It's not too much to ask, is it really? Of course it is. I'm asking you to come out of your shell for free. Everybody wants, anybody, I can get anybody to talk if I offer them money. I can get anybody to do anything if I offer them money. But just like me writing this book, I'm not writing it for money. I could care less. And that's the truth. Money, as I've gotten older, is just one of those things. You got it or you don't. And I'm not afraid to not have it. But I've been blessed with this amazing company that empowers women and helps I can do charity while I'm doing makeup, and it's helped me embrace my feminine side. What other company does that? And when I'm buying my own products at wholesale price, I'm still getting 35% commission off of my own. I bought this palette. For y'all, I think this palette's $38. For me, it's $22. That alone is a reason to join, because you get discounts on everything, like crazy discounts. But even when I spent $22 on this, and it's really, what? $22 and it's $38 if you buy it retail. Go to my website, you're going to find this palette with, I like this one better. There's three different colors. This is a limited edition. Once we run out, it's gone. It's an amazing palette. But you pay $38, I get 35% commission. I pay $22, I get 35%. As I'm spending money, I'm getting money coming right back to me. Please tell me a company that does that. Let me know. Prove me wrong. I am throwing this stuff at you because I want you to prove me wrong. Please tell me that you woke up one day and you just had all the friends that you have. Please tell me that you woke up one day after a big night bender and you just became the most popular person in the world. I want to know. If that happened to you, I want to know. Because I get asked all the time, why do I feel entitled? Oh my God. That couldn't be furthest from the truth. If that's how you feel about me, you need to go ahead and just hit block. Don't bother watching me. Don't bother commenting on my post. I am the most humble person probably in my entire family. Because I know what it's like to have nothing. I have been there. There was 9 kids that lived with my grandmother and her husband in a 1-bedroom apartment. And those were the happiest days of our lives. You can ask any of us. When is, like when my dad passed and when my grandmother was passing, we reminisce about stuff. And we always go back to apartment 215. Apartment 215 has 3 whole chapters in my book. One of the celebrity makeup artists that's at my upline, they call it. She's a mentor of mine, and I adore her. She asked the other day, she said, without telling me who you work for, what did you do as a child? How did you play? What did you do? I talked about me and my cousins dumpster diving. Now there's freaking TV shows about it. Dumpster diving, going to Purple Heart, buying formal dress wear. This needs to be blended out some. What am I thinking? Formal dress wear, playing with my mama's Avon makeup, and we would go outside like we got no sense. Ooh, we were funny. We would go outside, so there was 2 apartments up top, 2 apartments in the bottom. So the stairs came down and came down. We would have fashion shows. We didn't grow up with toys and all this other crap. We didn't have all that stuff. We made time pass by putting towels around our necks and playing Batman. And we would hang upside down on the stairs. And that was the best time for us. My mama would be whistling for us, and me and my cousin Lori would literally be sitting in a dumpster. Where we're in an apartment, so you can imagine all the trash is in this flipping dumpster from God knows where. Those were the best times of our lives. Best times I've ever had in my life. Sitting in the dumpster. I remember a gold chain we found one time. Boy, we thought we were rich. And we were. We were rich with family. We were rich with knowing where we came from. We were rich in knowing that no matter what happened, my mama was gonna make it happen. We were rich in knowing that we were taken care of, even if our parents didn't have time for us right then and there. We knew that mama did. And we knew that no matter what happened in this life at that time, that mama was always going to put food on the table. And we didn't get tired of that food. We ate papas and eggs. People ask me all the time, why do you say papas and eggs instead of papas and huevos? Lord, I don't know. That's just what we call it. Papas and eggs. That's what we called it. And she's not here no more, and that's still what we're going to call it. We're going to call it papas and eggs because that's what it was. Let me tell you how many times we ate papas and eggs. Every day. Every single day. Papas and eggs. I know my makeup looks on point today, y'all. I think I do better when I don't talk about the products and I just put them on, and then y'all can ask me later what it did. But papas and eggs. We ate that every day. Every day. Refried beans. They didn't come in a can. My grandma baked them in a pot. For 24 hours, we had to smell that stuff and be waiting because we knew what it was going to taste like because it tasted exactly the same every time. Now, I'm a damn chef, and I can't make things taste the same way every single time, but she did. And as a chef, I have tried to recreate them damn tortillas she made that I can't find them. I will never find those tortillas again because that love that she put in there, that extra ingredient, I guess I don't have that kind of love when I'm making tortillas. Maybe it's too much work and I get frustrated. I don't know. But I do know that my grandma loved with a love that I have never felt in my life from anyone. Anyone. That's a love that comes from being a God-fearing woman. And my grandma, she didn't complain. And she always asked questions. She would ask some questions to our parents as they were dropping us off. My mom wouldn't even get out the car one time when she dropped us off. And my grandma made the funniest, she would recreate that story. And she made the funniest sounds because my mom drove a little Datsun at the time when she dropped us off this one time. And she just burnt off. And my grandma, she recreated that story so many times. And it was so darn funny. We would crack up. And I miss my mama a lot. But let me tell you what. That woman taught me to be who I am today. And in the final 2 weeks that I spent with her, honey, I learned more. Yes, 2 different sprays that I've done. The first one I put was a primer. The second one is going to make my makeup last until next Wednesday. My grandma taught me to ask questions. My dad always called me the mouth of the South. He said, if people ask me about my hair, I don't brush it. That's why it looks good, because I don't brush it. My dad used to call me mouth of the South. He said my mouth was always going to get me in trouble. And it does. But you know what? I don't care. I do not care. Because I have people that depend on me. I have children that depend on me. Yep. And I have other people that depend on me. And until they get on their own feet and they come to terms with what their reality is, if I'm that person that's going to, bridge the gap and help them heal, then I'm that person. And if I'm going to ask you uncomfortable questions, I want you to, girl, please stop. That goes in my car. I want you to answer the questions. I gave y'all the opportunity in the beginning of this thing. I posted before. I told y'all what time I was coming on. Said, you got any questions? This is your chance. Ask your questions. Nobody's asked me anything except the person that's trying to catch me on Messenger to ask me a personal question. I'm not going to answer you. Like, ask me now. Like, there needs to be a revolutionary conversation amongst women around the world. Yes, our government sucks right now. Good Lord knows. Woo, Jesus. Don't get me started. And I'll be the first one to tell you I voted for Trump. This little grassroots gun-toting chick voted for Trump. Yes, I did. Because, not that I owe anyone an explanation. Like I said, stop. Like I said, I don't owe anybody an explanation. Even my dad, when I came home, he was like, who'd you vote for? I said, well, Jill Stein, because I was a registered independent. I'm a Green Party person, obviously. Jill Stein, being the independent representative for us at that time, she needed so many points so that she'd be able to run in 2020. And I want to see my girl run in 2020. Jill Stein is amazing. If you don't know anything about Jill Stein, you need to look her up. There's more than just Republicans and Democrats in this world, y'all. There are. Jill Stein's one of them. Bernie Sanders used to be one until he goofed up big time yesterday. And I don't think there's going to be a Bernie Sanders fan who's going to ever forgive him for that. But I voted for Trump because he asked questions. I knew it was 2 months before, I had made a post on Facebook and I said, you know what? I want to come out of this election. I don't want a politician to be president. I wanted somebody who's out there on the front lines every day working for this. Zero. You think Ian Somerhalder's making money off of us? Hell no. The money that goes to these things and these functions and his foundation, he is putting into Louisiana right now, getting ready to open up. It's not only going to be an animal sanctuary for bullied animals, it's going to be an education center for children. Ian Somerhalder made enough money on TV. He doesn't need our money. And people still, oh, well, you just give all your money to charity and you work for nothing. I might do that. I do. I give a lot of money to charity. I'll give my last $10 to charity if that's what God tells me to do. And then miraculously, the money comes back to me tenfold. So why not? But we need to get a conversation going where we are not afraid to talk to one another, get to know the person to the left and to the right of you. Go through your phone. Call up somebody you ain't called in and talked to in years. Like, call them. Don't text them. I hate that. Don't text them. Call them. See how they're doing. I suggest you find them on social media first. They might think you're a little creepy, but call them anyway. When you feel awkward doing something in life, especially as a woman, that's the Lord and your instincts telling you that you're doing the right thing. If it don't feel right and you feel uncomfortable, that means that you're being taken out of your comfort zone and you're stepping into uncharted territory. And you don't know, because of the controlness that we all have. Everybody can say, oh my God, that person's a control freak. Honey, we're all control freaks. Everybody wants to be in the driver's seat. Everybody wants to be in control. Nobody ever wants to be the passenger. So let's just get that out in the open. Everybody is a control freak. Okay, we agree on that? Let's move on. So when you come from behind that driver's seat and you close the door and you're walking into this place, this uncharted territory, and you feel this butterfly effect in your stomach, and you feel tingly, and you start feeling adrenaline, that's you stepping out of your comfort zone. Excuse me, when you're having a conversation with this person that you haven't seen in 25 years, and y'all pick up right where you left off, that's a true friend. I have 2 of them. 2. Known them since 6th grade. I could pick up the phone right now, call them, and be like, hey, I need you to do this. I need some help. They would be here in a heartbeat. I can't say that much for my immediate family. The one who would have done it would be my dad, and he's not here anymore. So life sucks. I move on. But I want women to get up, start talking, start moving. Let's get behind, hiding behind hashtags. Nobody's reading our petitions. Nobody cares that you got 5 million signatures, because all they're doing is they're doing what I'm doing, hitting that trash can icon and it's going in the trash. Because actions speak louder than words. And you can run around with vaginas on your head all day long for 24 hours. But if you go home and you don't do anything else about it, then what was it all for? We need to get to know ourselves. Am I a lupus patient? Yes. Do I have rheumatoid arthritis? Yes. Am I, missing organs because of cancer twice in my life? Yes. Do I have tumors that I have to deal with every 6 months in my body still? Yes. The list goes on and on.
I'm making my potatoes.
That's great. I have so much medicine. When this girl sees me take my medicine, she's scared that she's going to come home one day and I'm not going to be alive, because that's how much medicine I have to take.
That happened this morning when you had your medicine.
And I take it, because if I don't, well then,
I'm not
going to be here talking to you. I'm not going to be here showing you this awesome, fabulous stuff that we got here. Don't play with that like that. Stop. It's not a bungee cord. It's a holiday bow.
Okay.
I want people, women specifically, to step out of the comfort zones and ask the hard questions, not to other people. Get a mirror in front of you. Like I sit here and look at y'all all day long. I'm looking right back at myself. I can see myself. I'm not blind. I'm not that blind. I have to get a little closer to read some of these comments. But you are not going to find absolute happiness until you are right with yourself. And for those who don't have grandparents around to tell you that, I just did. And if there's been one thing that I can say that's good, that's come out of me losing my father, if there ever was a thing, it's the fact that he made me the strong person that I am now. There is nothing that can come my way that I am not ready to tackle head on. Not one thing. Nothing. And as bad as I felt and still feel about losing my dad, and then to think that, God forbid, something ever happened to my child, one of my children. My daughter is out there in the Air Force in the country's worst time. But you know what? I support her. And I support her friends, just like I support every other person that's out there on the front line. Our law enforcement, oh my God, let me tell you, if I have to see another dead police officer, a first responder on the damn news, I'm going to lose my mind. First responders, you know how many dead babies they roll up on? Thousands and thousands and thousands every single day. And we sit back at home and we watch on TV and we're like, oh my God. I posted yesterday about some whack beep bleeping lady in Pasadena somewhere who threw her 3-week-old baby. It may have been 3 months. I got to go back and check. But anyways, she threw her newborn baby across the room, hit the wall, crushed the baby's skull because she was having a fight with the baby daddy, and the baby daddy wanted to take the baby, and she was probably high on that crazy juice, and she threw the baby. The father couldn't catch the baby, and the baby smacked into the wall, crushed its skull. And first responders have to roll up and see that stuff. My sister-in-law is a first responder. I did it for a little while. I couldn't do it. Nope. First day out, I was still in school. First day out, when I was getting my hours on that ambulance, I thought jumping in and out of the ambulance was going to be hard enough. No, it was what was on the other end of those 911 calls. It's horrible. And yet we sit back and yes, we can pray. But are you really praying? Anybody can type, I'm praying for you. But are you really doing it? Anybody can type, I love you and I'm here for you. But when you get that phone call, are you really going to be there for that person? Don't say you got my back and then I call you and you're like, oh no, I'm tired. Delete, push me off to the side. It's one of those things like the meme where you're staring at your phone and it doesn't give you the delete option and you got to wait for that phone to stop ringing. I didn't blend out my nose, y'all. What the heck? Got me running around here looking like Kim Kardashian. We need to get it together, women. Men are not going to do it. It's just not genetically in their makeup to give a damn. We are the nurturers. And I don't even have the things that make me a woman. I don't have those organs anymore. I don't even have the hormones. My body rejects them. I am 9 years post-menopause. I've already gone through it. The valley is dry. But that does not take away from me being a woman. A woman who is going to create change every single day. And right now, I find that the problem doesn't lie with our government. It doesn't lie with, Susie Q that you don't want to go talk to. It doesn't lie with Sleazy Steve. The problem lies within ourselves. So until we can get active and start a conversation universally about what's going on in our lives, and we can be honest when we look in the mirror and say, oh my God, I love you. I love you. Meaning that you're pointing to yourself and you're saying, I love you. Until you can love yourself, I love myself. There's times Cordy makes fun of me because I'm like, oh my God, I just can't get enough of myself. That's something I've never been able to say. Never. Ever, 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 ever. But I do. I love myself. I am good with where we are. We are very blessed to be where we are. I didn't know that picking up a kit of makeup was going to change my life and was going to help Lima and Chun Chun and everyone else that I got coming on. I didn't know that that was going to change my life. I signed up. Something told me to do this and buy these products on the same day that my husband was getting laid off. The same day. He didn't have another job coming in. There was no, okay, well, if I do this, well, he's going to get paid from this. That we didn't even have that. And I was just coming out of chemo. I'd been out of chemo maybe a couple of months. I got more medical bills than Donald Trump got $100 bills. But I did it. I took a chance and I did it. And this is not an, oh my God, Avon. Well, I guess Avon's not cool anymore, so I'm going to put that to the side. And, oh, look, car mounts so that I can talk to people in my car and they don't freak out because they think I'm driving. You know, I could actually sell these. But you know what? No. I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling Mary Kay. I wasn't feeling the whole wrap thing where you can't even move. And if you do, the stuff rolls down or up. And just like Spanx. I hate Spanx. People know what you got underneath those Spanx. What are you doing? We put so much energy into stuff that doesn't matter. Stuff that we're trying to hide from ourselves that everybody already knows. So why? Let's talk about it. Let's get down and dirty. I'll take my makeup off. I'll come to the trenches with you. Actually, I'll leave my makeup on to prove to you that it stays on even if I go in the mud with you. I'll do that. How about that? I will come to you and I will go with you wherever you need me to. And we're going to pick up Susie Q along the way. Hell, we might pick up Sleazy Steve because we need to set him straight. We're going to pick people up along the way. And then we're going to go and demand change. That's what we're going to do. So with that, I think I've given y'all enough food for a week to chew on. You got any questions? Hit me up when I'm live. Let's talk about it. You can ask me anything you want. I just put an entire face of makeup on and didn't talk about one product. It's not about the makeup for me. It's not about any of that. It's about women making change. Yesterday was the most horrific day for women that I've seen in news yet. And I don't even watch TV. The stuff is on my Facebook feed. I don't watch TV anymore. Because I'm in my office working my business. A business that allows me to support third world country people. Women that want to be entrepreneurs. Who watch their kids get slaughtered. Who fight for their lives every single day. Literally fighting for their lives because in their countries, they're supposed to be sitting at home taking care of babies. And homes don't have doors. Most of them are made out of manure. Some of them are made out of adobe. Like, these people don't live in houses like us. They don't got mailboxes outside. Oh, don't forget to put the arrow up so the mailman knows to take our stuff. They don't live like we do. But I can sell you this eyeliner for $14.40. And $14.40 is gonna go to one of these women because of the Brighter Together Foundation. Everything's being matched, price matched. Alcone's got more money than they know what to do with. They got more money. I mean, they've been around since 1951. And then they work in the cinematography industry. They don't need the money. And they're not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the money. I mean, it helps. And, gosh, Maddie. Women, we've got to take a stand without putting vaginas on our bodies. We got them, okay? We all know women got vaginas. That's okay. You don't need to take a picture of it and put it on your shirt. And go call yourself the pink PUSSY parade. You think you're cool for 24 hours? And then you come home and then what? Then what? I'm still waiting to see, where are these women now? Where are they at? I don't see them out there. I don't see them on the TV. I don't see them on the news. I don't see them nowhere. They went back to living their normal lives. Scared and afraid, betrayed, demeaned, demoralized. What happened? I'm calling all those women out. And all the ones who wish they could have been there, let's go. Let's get it together. I'm going to show you that I don't just march about elephants and rhinos and tigers and bears. Oh my. I stand for people. Actual freaking people. And women, we have the power. We have the anger. We have the pain. A broken woman can move mountains. Because we deal with this stuff. We're carrying around that mountain every single day. Looking for a way to get to the top. But we can't do it alone. That's what I'm here to tell you. You can't do it by yourself. You can't. If you can, come here. I'll give you whatever you want. I don't have much, but I'll give you whatever you want. If you can tell me that you can carry that mountain around for 30, 40, 20 something years and that you know how to climb it, why are you still carrying it? Why? I don't get it. So, y'all chew on that. If you happen to have any questions about the makeup that I did today, you can ask me that in Messenger. That's totally fine. But I wanted to put my makeup on, of course, because my face is my billboard. But I needed to get that off my chest. Women need to open up. We need to talk. We need to demand change. Accepting sleazy Steve's bullshit at work is just not going to cut it anymore. We're better than that. And that's not what we were put here to do. We weren't just put on this planet to birth children and reproduce. I don't even have that option anymore. And I hate every day that it was taken away from me. But God gave me children. I was blessed with the 3 children that I have. I wanted 6, but I'm blessed to have 3 bright, beautiful children, one of whom is fighting for our country. God blessed me with children in a whole nother way. Some have 4 legs, some have 2. They're all children of mine, and I take them on every single day. But I do it to fulfill those cracks that are in here, that the cracks in between my walls that I put up. I do it to fill that up. It makes me happy. I want to make y'all happy. If you can't stand when that alarm goes off in the morning and you just hate life and you're tired all the time and you just can't do it no more, talk to me. There is nothing that you are going to tell me that I haven't tackled myself. That's my gift in life. I have been put through the ringer, and I have come to terms with accepting the fact that God didn't give me anything that I couldn't handle. I didn't think I was going to come back from my dad. But I have come back, and I've come back stronger. Because he's up there now watching every single thing I do. He's in this room. We feel him all the time. This is the coldest room in the house. It used to be the hottest. So, even though my dad's not here in a physical sense, he's here. He's here. Just like my grandma. And just like the rest of my family that's gone. The 6 family members we lost during Harvey. It's all here. And it's all here. They broke ground so that all of us kids and cousins and nieces and nephews and grandchildren could pave the way. And somewhere along the way, we kind of got off track. And that happens with everybody. But as women, we have the power to move mountains and climb them. But we need to do it together. So, y'all chew on that. I'll come back later. I usually come on at night and I talk about my anti-bullying campaign that is going on right now. Not only one that I've started myself, but one that's going on with ISF. And I hope to see y'all then. And I don't talk for an hour and 30 minutes at night. It's usually 20 minutes and we're done. So, I love you all. If y'all have questions about the look that I put on today, I've mixed a whole bunch of random stuff. I have eyeliner on. I have lip liner over my eyeliner. I've used 3 different palettes on my face. All different kinds of stuff that I've used almost every product here today. I don't even have lipstick or lip gloss or lip stain on. I'm wearing 2 different types of eyeliner. They're just super creamy and they stay on. So I like them that way. Hit me up if you have any questions. If you're ready to join a team of winning women that make change and you get to save on some really awesome products in doing so, I'm always open. My door is always open. I'm always looking to recruit more people because I want to share the wealth and share not only the wealth in money, but the wealth in happiness. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I don't care that I got to get out of my bed and come sit in here and take a shower before I do so. I have plans to straighten my hair tonight. If y'all come on, you're going to see me. I'm going to straighten my hair because it's been sitting on my list for a week. I just keep saying, no, I'm just going to leave it curly. Whatever. We need to hold ourselves accountable. That's it. And I want to start a revolution. And I want y'all to come with me. And I don't think it's too much to ask. Every single one of you, go through your phone list. And think about those names. Think about how you met those people. Think about why you don't talk to some of them. Just think about them. Going through your phone contact list will change your mind and you will ask yourself some of the hardest questions. And you'll face some fears. There's reasons that there's people in there that you're going to be like, oh my God, who is this? And then it'll come to you and there'll be a realization as to what happened and why you left it unresolved. And eventually that part of the puzzle will just fall off. Eventually the walls will start to crumble down. And eventually you'll find yourself and you'll be able to look in the mirror and say, I love you. I freaking love you. But in the meantime, I love you all. I love myself, of course, but I love you all. I know I've given y'all a lot, but I think it needs to be said wholeheartedly. So y'all have any questions, y'all can ask me. Let's do this. Go through your phone logs. Your contact list. You got problems? I want to hear about them. If you don't want to do it on a public, surface like this, fine. I'll take your phone calls. I'll take your text messages. I prefer phone calls. Texting is just a way of hiding behind another screen. Call me. Let's talk. Let's see how I can help you. All right, let's do it. I love you all. Hope I didn't fill y'all up with too much food for thought. And I'll see y'all tonight. Bye.